Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, but if you haven't, my name is Anna, and this is my last video of the year actually. So I thought I would start off the year with introducing my Pan That palette for 2025. I've attempted doing Pan That palette before years ago. Was not really that successful. I tried panning the Modern Renaissance palette that a lot of people successfully panned, and I tried panning the Lorac Pro palette that also people said would be easy because they were small pans, shallow pans, and I mean, I think I finished one of these shades, the cream shade, and it's like a very long time ago, and I started frankening, and like I had a lot of fun with it, but it wasn't my favorite formula of eyeshadow, and also not my favorite colors. So yeah, it didn't happen, and I decluttered that palette before I could finish a lot of shades. So I finished the cream shade, and that was it. So I'm trying again, and this time I am going to do it in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies group on Facebook. So the theme for this year is, I need to make sure I say it correctly, it's Old Faithful. Let me check. I was right, it's the Old Faithful Pan That palette, and it says on the Facebook group that it's a palette which has been in your collection for a while. It's not a new palette, it's one that you love and want to pan, and it has previously been loved and may or may not have hit pan already. You may or may not have hit pan already. May or not. Why can I not? It may or may not have empty pans, and the goal is to try to use as much as possible. I would like to finish it, but I think there are a few shades that I won't be able to finish completely. If I don't, that's fine, but I'm gonna see how far I can get in 1 year. And the creator of this project is Lee Golder. Lee Golder, I think I'm pronouncing it right. So that's that. If you've seen my thumbnail, you've already seen which palette it is, and I have kind of sneak peeked it or mentioned it in videos already. It's my Huda Beauty Nude Light Obsession palette. And I worked on this one. I had 2 of the eyeshadows with a goal to hit pan this year for my Pan Those eyeshadows, and I have also had, I think, 1 of them in my Expand Those pans, so there are a lot of use in this palette. So this is my starting point. I'm gonna insert a little bit of a clip that shows it a little bit better, I think. Or is this good enough? Actually, this is not bad. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like. I have hit pan in 5 of the shades. So this is the one with the biggest pan. This was in my Expand Those pans. This has the tiniest little pan. You might be able to see it there. I panned in this one this year. This one also has a mini pan. This took me forever to hit pan on, so this is going to be a hard shade. If you haven't watched my Pan Those eyeshadows this year, you can go watch that because you will see how much I struggled with this one. And then these 2 have pretty large pan, and these are probably the easiest shades in this palette, I think. And then this purple one up here is actually a lot more shallow than the others because this palette broke. Like I dropped it and this shade broke. So I lost quite a bit of it, so I would say it's probably like 1/3 of it is gone. And I also love that purple eyeshadow, so I've been using it a lot. It doesn't have pan, but it will be very quick if I just use it a little bit more because it's so thin. This one does not have much of a dip, so it's gonna take a while. It's also not my favorite shade. And then these 2 have quite big dips. I think you can see it here, but I mean, I like this one. I'm not a huge fan of this one on its own, so I need to figure out what I can layer this bottom corner one with. If you have this palette and you have suggestions on how to use it, I would love that, because there are only 4 shimmer shades in here, which means it can get a little bit repetitive, and they're also, I wouldn't say they are very similar, but they have like, I don't know, similar type of vibe, if that makes sense. So they are different colors, but the looks that I can create with this palette are not extremely different. So I definitely think I can finish all the 3 shades, the matte shades that have a lot of pan, not this one. And then I want to expand, like I want to hit pan in everything, and expand the pan in this shade over here. But I'm not going to set any specific goals for January. Well, actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set a goal of hitting pan in the purple shimmer. I'm actually wearing this one today, both this one and the purple matte. The purple matte one to kind of soften the darker purple that I have on in my crease, and then I just dabbed a little bit of the purple on top of a blue shade that I have in my inner part of my lid right here. So I have a blue shimmer, and then I have this topped over it, and then I have a darker blue in the outer corner and a purple in the crease. And I think that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna try and hit pan in the purple one. Other than that, I'm just gonna try using this palette every day. Is that a very lofty goal? No, I think I'm gonna try using it every day that I wear eyeshadow, which is basically every day. So at least 30 times in January. We have 31 days in January. Maybe I'll have one eyeshadow free day or something, but yeah, you know what I mean. So every time I do my makeup, I need to reach for this palette, and I'm probably going to use the middle shade quite a lot. And then I think after January, so for my next update, I'm going to repress some of these shades, and I'm planning also, I think, to franken a little bit of this dark brown with a little bit of the light cream shade and create a shade that is more similar to this one, but just maybe a little more neutral. And I think that would be a very nice crease shade for me. So I need to find ways to use this dark brown, because I am sick of it after trying to hit pan this year. And it's just a tiny bit too dark for my taste to put in the entire crease. So I just use very little of it every time I use it, because I use a different lighter crease shade, and then I use a little bit of this one. So that is where I'm starting with this palette, and that is everything for this Pan Palette 2025 intro. It's a short and sweet update, and this is actually my last video of the year. So I really hope that you have an amazing New Year's Eve, and I hope you'll subscribe so you can follow along on my Pan Palette journey. And as I said, comment down below if you have any suggestions on how to use this palette. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next year. Bye!